Alright, I was trying to make the devlog today, and I was discovering that I was having a very difficult time focusing on that. So today I'm going to sort of return to the form of the first two devlogs that I made, except now I'm going to add the webcam for this type of video, because I figured I may as well learn about setting up stuff like that and like trying to have good lighting. I have two windows open. I have a lamp light source that you can't see shining directly on my face, which is only mildly annoying. So yeah, we're just gonna do it like this and talk about code. Because right now, the game is still not functioning, which we'll see in a second. Yep. Break used without context. I still don't even know what that means. I don't care. Anyway, what I'm working on now is not really rewriting anything so much as it is just restructuring the stuff that's there to actually be usable. And I have to be careful about this because the more I go, the more I learn, and the more I want to redo everything. So I'm essentially making this my last pass through the code. I already basically know how to do everything I want to do. It's kind of just a matter of slamming the code out right now. I have the game is in this constructor called game. I think this should probably be below that, actually. And the game contains the game data, which is a constructor with no values in it because I have no idea what that would even be. It's kind of just there because it seems like I might need that. There's a camera that I've set up. There's a window, which is really just a controller for like full screening stuff and that sort of thing. It has a mode, which is whether you're in the game or in the editor. It keeps track of which ID belongs to the player. We have a constructor called the Entity Component System. We have one currently called the Game World. This might change. This is just like a grid that represents like where walls are and stuff, so I can have tile-based collisions, which are very fast. Because I was learning about writing collision systems and stuff. I even bought this book, Real-Time Collision Detection by Christer Erickson. It's very good, and I'm realizing that there's a lot that goes into that, and a lot I don't have time for. So I'm just going to have a grid for anything that's static, which I should probably do anyway, and I don't really know how I'm going to optimize the collision code for moving objects. I might have like a really rudimentary tree or something, or maybe I'll just not have too many objects being like active at once. I don't know, I'll figure it out. I don't think that'll be too much trouble. The Entity Component System is a... What is this? Right now, I'm holding the actors or entities in a map. That might change. I'm not sure yet. The components, I have a list for each type of component, so that way I can easily loop through all of the obstacles, or all the hazards, or all the AI, or whatever. This, which just returns the list. I guess you could argue this is a... What do they call this? A bean, where it's just sort of a function that returns one variable. But, it is good because it lets me abstract the data in the Entity Component System a bit, create like a bit of an interface with that, so I guess that's okay. What else do I have that's worthy of note? This. Yeah, this is just a grid that I just, like, stamp the walls onto, is the term that I'm using, because it's not like the grid is really going to change, so it's kind of like a stamp in that way. I don't think Game World is really a very good name for this, but I don't really know what to call it yet. I also don't know if this class is going to get, like, other responsibilities, or if it's just going to be this grid or what. But yeah, that's that at the moment. So yeah, thinking about planning for the game as we approach the end of the year, I've definitely lost a lot of time to learning how to implement basic things, which is good, I think. I'm like happy I've learned all of this, but at the same time, it's definitely forced me to sort of reconsider the scope of the game. Like, initially I wanted to animate all the cutscenes, which would have taken a really long time. And now I'm starting to wonder, I don't really think that's feasible anymore, so I'm gonna have to examine the features I want and re-examine my release date goal and see where some compromises might have to be made. I might have to cut some features, I might have to move the release date forward a little bit. That irks me, but at the same time, I didn't make this game expecting it to make me rich. I made this game because I've never actually finished a project and I need to become a responsible adult. So that might just be the way it has to be. But yeah, I guess that's all there is to talk about here. So I'm going to leave you with that. Hopefully next week I should have more to show and I should actually be able to make a proper edited video this time, instead of just rambling at the microphone. But today, this is what I had to do to convince myself to get this week's video out. So, have a nice day.